Welcome back to Winnie's World, everybody. I hope you have all been well. Today I'm going to make some Jamaican Bulla cake in 3 different flavors. We have regular vanilla, we have ginger Bulla, and of course, the holy banana Bulla. I will also have the recipe in the description below as usual. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And go ahead, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment. And be sure to share it with your friends. Come on now, let's make some Bulla cake. Oh, yeah. Bring your Alright, so this recipe calls for 3 cups of flour and 10 ounces of very dark, the darkest brown sugar you can find, 3 ounces of water, but I think I'm going to substitute the water for some oat milk, a tablespoon of molasses, a tablespoon of vanilla. So I'm gonna put vanilla is going to be in all 3 flavors, but there's going to be one batch that has just vanilla flavor, no ginger, no banana. Grated ginger, which I've already prepared. So grated ginger, tablespoonful. Baking powder, of course, 1.5 teaspoons. Baking powder. Again, a 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. A teaspoon of grated nutmeg, which I bought ready-made, already grated in the container here. You can buy the real nutmeg and grate it yourself. The fresher the better. And some allspice, which is some what you call pimento, just a little bit, a 1/2 teaspoon, and then 2 tablespoons of butter. And like I always tell you guys, I try to stay away from the dairy and use butter alternative, whatever brand. All right, so that's the ingredients. Those are the ingredients. Meet me back here when we're actually putting the ingredients together. Let's go ahead and measure out the 3 cups of flour. Two, 3 cups of flour. Let's go ahead and add the baking powder and the baking soda to that. It's 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Here's a whole teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, and a 1/2 teaspoon. So we're gonna just go 1 teaspoon, and a half. 1.5 teaspoons. And then for the baking soda, it's just 3/4 teaspoon. So here's a 1/4 teaspoon. We're gonna just do 3 of this. All right, here we go. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So what I'm pretty much what I'm doing is putting the dry ingredients together. Okay, to make sure that this is properly distributed throughout the baking powder and the baking soda is properly distributed throughout the flour. So I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and I'm going to finish adding all the dry ingredients and putting the wet ingredients together. When we meet back here, I'm gonna show you how I'm going to make the 3 different flavored doughs. All right, so here are the dry ingredients, all the dry ingredients, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the sugar, the flour, all of that is mixed out really well in here. So that's the dry ingredients right there. Here we have all the liquid ingredients, which include the oat milk, which I'm using in lieu of the water. For some reason, I just think the oat milk will give it a nicer texture and flavor. So, and then I added the melted butter is in here as well, molasses, the vanilla, and I took the liberty of adding a little almond flavoring. A little almond flavoring just for added flavor. All right, and I did put a little browning too, just to help with the color of it, you know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all this liquid ingredients to the flour, mix it around and see the consistency. If it's too dry, I'll add a little bit more oat milk. If it's too wet, which I doubt it will be, I will just add a little bit more flour. Just use your discretion. And of course, I will have the recipe in the description below. So here I'm going to add the liquid to the dry ingredients. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it. And see already, guys, it looks way dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more oat milk. And once this is mixed in nicely, I'm going to separate a little for the ginger flavor, separate some for the banana flavor. I don't know if you saw the ginger. Yeah. So I'm going to have 3 different flavored doughs or batters, whatever it is. Okay. Still looks a little dry. You don't want it too wet though, because I'm going to have to roll it out on the counter and cut it, similar to how we made the meatloaf dough. So yeah, we don't want it too wet. It's looking good so far.
feels good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep mixing this around. At some point, I'm going to have to get my hands in there, just so it will come together nicely, and just to have a feel of the texture of the batter. So pretty soon I'm going to separate, take out a little bit and add ginger to it, take out a little bit to add the banana. Alright, so what I did was I took out some of the batter, and so I could mix it with the ginger to get a different flavor bulla. Mix it in with the ginger, the grated ginger. This can make about 4 ginger bullas. To be honest with you guys, I'm not sure what the yield will be, like how many bullas, and that is so much dependent on the size that I'm going to make, so I'm not sure. We'll see. So I just took out some of the regular vanilla butter and mixed it in with some grated ginger. So this is going to be the ginger bulla. Look at it. Alright, supposed to be nice and gingery. And of course you notice my fingers are in there already. No choice. I mean, I could do this with the spatula, but where's the fun in that? Getting your fingers in there, getting it sticky, that's part of the fun. And then I also took out some of the batter and added it to the banana, crushed banana. So let's see now. See, the banana is liquidy, so I might, well, I don't think might, I will have to add some flour to this to get it back to the right consistency. This is probably a little bit too many. I put 1.5 bananas on here, in here. So this is a little bit too wet. So of course, you know, I'm going to add some flour to this. This is the banana bulla batter. I don't know if you're old enough, you might remember they had something in Jamaica. I don't know if they still have it, the holy banana bulla. That thing was good. It was shaped like a small donut, but that thing was really tasty. So I don't know how close this flavor is going to come to that one, but it's worth a try. Yeah, if you're old enough, you remember the holy banana bulla. I don't remember is which company used to make it. Is National or who used to make it, I don't remember, but that thing was good. Alright, so what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to add some flour to this, because this is way too soft for the bulla. So alright, but the ginger one is pretty good. I like the consistency of it. It's not too wet, not too dry. And the vanilla, straight up vanilla one, looking good as well. Alright, so what I'm about to do is flour the surface. It's nice and clean already, made sure of that. And I'm just gonna flour the surface so I can roll out my bulla and cut it. And I also went ahead and greased my baking sheet and lined it with some parchment paper. Wax paper is also good to use. Okay, so when you line your pan, you minimize the chances of your cakes or whatever you're baking being burnt. And you can remove them from the sheet or the pan more easily. So I'm just going to turn out the vanilla butter onto the floured surface here. And then I'm going to get my rolling pin and start to roll out the dough. So you have to bear in mind that it's going to rise, so you want to roll it out flat enough. Roll it out flat enough and then cut it, depending on how thick you want the bullas too. I don't want them too thin. Okay, so my cutter was working so well, so I improvised, and I'm now using something else. And you guys, you don't have to have the right equipment, as long as you know how to improvise, you're good. You have to learn how to improvise when you're cooking in the kitchen and don't have the right stuff. So that's how. You can see how I cut it there, and then I'm going to lift it. See, that's the significance of flouring the surface. So that's another bulla right there. Okay, right. Put enough flour so the cutter doesn't stick. Improvising is the name of the game. See it? Just cut that and lift it, and we have another bulla right there. Let's see if we can get another one out of this. Can we? Let's see. Yeah, just barely. Alright, just spin it around a little bit, push it down all the way and just spin it, and then it should be ready to be lifted. There you go, another bulla. Alright, my beautiful peeps, I have made 7 bullas out of this, about let me see, what, about 4-inch diameter. Yeah, it's about a 4-inch diameter bulla. So I have 6 on this tray, and then this is all that's left of the vanilla flavored one. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break this in 2 and add, well, I probably could make another vanilla one out of this. So let's see. So this is going into the oven presently. Alright, so this is the last of the ginger dough. It's the last one I'm rolling out there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it like so. Guys, tell me what you think about my improvised cutter. This is a vase. You use anything you can catch around the house to get what you need to get done. Alright, so when I put the ginger dough on here, in order to set it apart from the regular vanilla one, that means you don't mix them up, you know which one is ginger and which one is plain or vanilla. I just use this piper thing to put a little design in the center, and that will help me to tell them apart. Alright, just go like so. You can use anything. You could even use a a knife and cut a little design in the center just for identification purposes. Alright, so I've started to make the banana bulla, and I'm trying to kind of mimic the Jamaican style holy banana bulla. So what I did was I used a smaller object to cut it out, and then use an even smaller object to cut the inside so it looks like a donut shape. So here's how. Watch me as I do this. Cut, remove that, and then I use this smaller object to cut the inside, and then I remove the bulla, and see it there, holy banana bulla.
Alright folks, the bullas are ready to go. Look at the holy banana bulla. Look at it. Man, it tastes good too, you know. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to try this here recipe. Look at that. Now leave a comment in the comment section, you know. Tell me what you think. And let me tell you something. It tastes nice. The ginger one, bad. The plain one, bad. And the banana one, oh my goodness. Delectable. Try it, man. The recipe is in the description. Try it. And come back and let me know how it turned out.